My name is Matt Poland. I'm the employment coordinator for PEPJobs. We're a nonprofit job placement provider for people with epilepsy in San Francisco and San Francisco Bay Area. Can people with epilepsy work? It really depends on the situation, but many people with epilepsy can work and are working right now. And I don't think that having epilepsy should prevent a person from being able to do the job that they're qualified to do and interested in doing. Do I see a lot of people in the workplace that have epilepsy? It's hard to tell because there are a lot of people who have epilepsy that don't disclose to their employer. Epilepsy actually occurs in 1% of the general population, so it's very likely that myself, you or other people or your family members work with people with epilepsy and wouldn't even know it. Should you tell your employer that you have epilepsy? This is a question that we get a lot in my program, and this is another one that also depends on the situation. The short answer is that you do not have to ever tell them that you have epilepsy if it's not going to require an accommodation. If you feel more comfortable with the situation to tell your employer, then that might be okay. And if you're requesting accommodation, then the epilepsy might need to be brought up. But I tell my clients that they don't need to tell an employer about the epilepsy before a job offer is made because you really don't want it to be part of the hiring decision. If you do decide to tell your employer about your epilepsy, I think it would be best to talk to a manager or a coworker that you have a good relationship with, that you think might understand the situation, and then request a private meeting with them, talk to them about it, and this could also be the time to tell them if you need any certain accommodations or certain favors of the employer to help you perform your job. If you don't feel comfortable talking to your actual manager or employer, and you do need some kind of assistance in order to perform your job, the best place to go is your human resources department. Some companies have one person that covers human resources. Sometimes there's a larger human resources department. But if your employer does have a human resources department, that's definitely the best place to go, if not your immediate manager or supervisor. Have I seen people with epilepsy surprised by the positive reaction of their employer to their epilepsy? Yes, I have. We had a gentleman that came to us who was working for a bank. He did not tell the bank when he was hired that he had epilepsy. He was working as a teller for them for some time, had a seizure on the job, and afterwards was pretty surprised that they were very supportive of him, making sure that he knew they had an employee assistance service to help him get the services that he needs, that he had the schedule that he needed, and he was pretty well taken care of afterwards. First of all, for someone who has epilepsy or might have another condition that could be considered a disability because it's somehow been a barrier to them as far as their work goes, the first place I would refer them to is in California, it's called the Department of Rehabilitation. It's a state agency that helps people with disabilities with work training and job placement and classes geared towards getting a job. Now, every state has an office of vocational rehabilitation, and the title of it might be slightly different, but there are offices in every state. So I would do a search on the internet for vocational rehabilitation and your state to find a local office to talk to a counselor there. I also refer people to their county office, which some people have come to know as the unemployment offices, often have a variety of services for job seekers looking for work. It's not just to sign up for unemployment. They often have employers that come and recruit on site. They have counselors that work with people, job seekers of all kinds, disability or not. The county offices in San Francisco, where we are, have been a valuable resource for job seekers. PEPJobs was created by doctors at California Pacific Medical Center, Dr. Ken Laxer, Dr. King Stevens, and Dr. Pete Weber. PEP stands for Pacific Epilepsy Program, which is the name of the program of the doctors. They're all epileptologists and specialize in seeing patients with epilepsy. They saw a large need among their patients for employment services. They had a lot of patients who were either unemployed or underemployed, and so they sought out how to create a service to assist job seekers with epilepsy. I found that in general our cases have been, there's been a lot of variation in our cases for the the education level and the experience level of the people that have been interested in our program. We've worked with people who are RNs, MBAs, people who have paralegal experience.